Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're exploring an invisible, almost cinematic force that quietly dictates the entire trajectory of our lives. We're diving deep into the psychological mastery of confidence. It's this mysterious, incredibly deliberate power that literally separates those who fade into the shadows from those who become, well, legendary.
So let's kick things off with a story that recently broke the internet. Think back to the Paris Olympics, specifically the Turkish shooter, Youssef. He strolls out onto the world stage with absolutely zero high-tech gear, tucks one hand casually into his pocket, and shoots his way to a silver medal. The whole world was utterly mesmerized by his effortless brilliance. But here's the crazy part. Do you remember the name or the face of the athlete who won gold in that exact same event? Yeah, most of us don't. The gold medalist completely faded into the background. So what exactly did Youssef's silver have that the gold didn't? Simple, pure, unadulterated confidence. It's an aura that simply demands your attention without saying a word.
Section 1. Confidence, a mysterious power.
Now, confidence isn't just some fleeting mood or a fake-it-till-you-make-it feeling. It is a primal, psychological weapon. It's like an unseen suit of armor that decides your survival, your social standing, and your ultimate success. Just look at the stark contrast between these two mindsets out in the wild. On one side, you have the buffalo, massively heavy, naturally powerful, capable of immense destruction. Yet it's frequently paralyzed by self-doubt, so it gets hunted. On the other side, the lion, physically smaller, way lighter, but armed with absolute, unshakable belief. That raw belief allows the lion to overpower a beast twice its size. It proves a fundamental rule of life. Immense physical power, or natural talent, is absolutely useless if you don't have the mental belief to wield it. Literally, everything hinges on confidence.
Section 2. Halo Effect and Outer Appearance. So, you might be wondering, how do we actually begin to build this armor? Well, let's look at the clinical psychology of perception, specifically focusing on our outer shell. It's wild how automatic our brains actually are. Psychologists call this the halo effect. It's a psychological shortcut where a single external trait completely writes our internal narrative about a person. Think about it. Someone walks into a room wearing a crisp, pristine white coat, and boom, our brain instantly assumes they're a doctor. A sharp, tailored black coat must be a lawyer. We instantly assign them authority, intellect, and capability long before they even open their mouths. We are absolute masters at judging a book by its cover.
The craziest part is how easily this illusion of value gets manipulated in everyday life. Just look at how a simple fruit vendor operates. They slap a tiny, glossy, premium sticker on an ordinary apple. Now, does that sticker magically alter the chemical makeup of the fruit and make it sweeter? No way! But our brains see that premium little packaging, and we automatically assume it's better quality. That tiny 5-paisa piece of paper tricks the human brain into happily paying 30 to 50 rupees extra. And here's the kicker. Society uses that exact same subconscious logic when looking at you.
And people are deeply, almost painfully aware of this judgment. Which brings us to a staggering number. 800,000 to 1 million. That is the estimated number of cosmetic and plastic surgeries happening every single year in India alone. People are enduring intense physical procedures, altering their noses, their jawlines, their bodies, desperately trying to tweak their appearance just to command a stronger physical presence in a world that is obsessed with visuals.
Section 3. The Shell of Success. This relentless pursuit of visual perfection leads us right into the grooming industry. 100,000 rupees. And actually, scratch that. That's not for a surgery. That is the massive starting rate that elite celebrities and superstar athletes pay for a single haircut from top-tier stylists like Hakeem Aleem. Why on earth would someone drop that kind of cash on hair? Because looking flawlessly groomed instantly injects a formidable level of confidence. It's not just vanity, it's a highly strategic investment in their psychological armor.
But watch what happens when that physical armor starts to crack. According to a massive survey by the National Library of Medicine, the psychological toll of hair loss is absolutely devastating. A whopping 62% of individuals reported that losing their hair heavily damaged their self-belief. Whether it's triggered by modern stress, a bad diet, terrible sleep, or underlying health stuff, losing this one piece of your appearance can literally shatter your confidence.
And because that psychological pain cuts so deep, individuals are desperately paying to buy back their lost confidence. The Indian hair transplant industry was valued at 151 crore rupees in 2021, and it's projected to explode to over 470 crore by 2030. People are rushing toward these restorations, often completely ignoring the lingering fears of side effects, all just to recognize the person staring back at them in the mirror.
But thankfully, there is a shift happening toward more scientific, root-cause solutions. Take companies like Treya, for instance. They boast an incredible 93% success rate in delivering visible results. How? Because instead of just aggressively treating the surface, they use a holistic approach to diagnose the actual root cause of the hair loss. It could be your diet, your sleep cycles, or hidden stress. They provide a customized plan to fix the underlying foundation. And when the foundation is strong, the physical confidence naturally returns.
Okay, let's break this down practically. Here are the 5 physical armor rules. You really don't need a 100,000 rupee haircut to command respect, but you do need uncompromising discipline. First, dress strategically for your body shape. Need to look a bit taller? Wear vertical stripes. Second, wear an uncreased, flawlessly clean belt. People subconsciously notice the center of your silhouette. Third, make sure your watch strap is fresh, not fraying at the edges. Fourth, keep your leather shoes spotlessly polished. And fifth, maintain a neat, sharp haircut. A detail as small as scuffed shoes or a dirty watch strap can instantly break your illusion of authority.
Section 4. Celebrating mental victories.
But here's the truth. A polished exterior is completely hollow if the interior is crumbling. So let's shift from the outer shell to the inner mind. You have to celebrate your own milestones. Imagine you work incredibly hard, save up, and finally achieve a goal, like buying a brand new Honda City. That is a massive, beautiful victory. But if you pull into your driveway, look over, and let the shadow of your neighbor's brand new Mercedes completely diminish your light, you've just invited in toxic comparison, and it will instantly kill your self-esteem. You absolutely must learn to pat your own back for your own victories.
Section 5. Company and value of words. Diving even deeper, we hit the foundational pillars of true self-belief. It really comes down to 2 unseen forces: the environment you immerse yourself in and the weight of your own commitments. Let's look at a profound mythological analogy. Even Lord Hanuman, who literally possessed immense, world-altering power, hesitated. He had to have Jamvant remind him of his own strength before he could leave to Lanka. The human mind works the exact same way. It eventually believes whatever it repeatedly hears from the people around it. If your circle constantly highlights your flaws, you are going to shrink. You need an inner circle that reminds you of your strengths, not your weaknesses.
Once you fix your circle, you have to calibrate your own internal compass. We call this the cycle of self-belief. It's all about the raw power of honoring your word, and it starts incredibly small. Make a simple promise. Tell your daughter you'll bring home her favorite chocolates, or tell your mother you'll take her for a 6 a.m. temple visit. Step 2, execute that promise flawlessly. 0 excuses. Step 3, watch your self-trust absolutely skyrocket. People whose words and actions perfectly align don't just feel confident, they radiate this unbreakable aura of trust that everyone around them can feel.
Section 6. Knowledge is real power.
And now we arrive at the final, most unshakable pillar of confidence. Physical shells age, circumstances change, but continuous intellectual evolution, that is permanent. So make this your non-negotiable discipline. Invest at least 1 hour every single day in learning. Read, consume high-value information, obsess over your craft. Because as your knowledge expands, a magical shift happens in your brain. A highly updated, deeply knowledgeable person never has to force confidence. They don't have to fake it. It just flows naturally into every conversation, and your aura naturally commands respect without you ever having to raise your voice.
Let's bring all of this to our final verdict. When we strip away the styling, the psychology, and the analogies, we are left with a very stark contrast. Confidence is the ultimate vehicle. It propels wildly ordinary people to extraordinary heights. But doubt? Doubt is a heavy, suffocating chain. It forces incredibly super talented people to shrink into the shadows and live ordinary, mediocre lives.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer today, and I want to leave you with a lingering thought. Doubt keeps you exactly where you are, always wondering what could have been. The tools to build your physical and mental armor are right here, right in front of you. So, the only real question left is, are you ready to step out of the shadows and become extraordinary?